Hey, Knicks Nation Schreier, I'm late. I have some business to take care of, and that's what I was doing. Sorry, I caught up in it. So, as we now know, as we talked about on Friday, watch the Spurs. We knew that the Spurs matched up well with Oklahoma City, and I predicted that the Spurs would beat Oklahoma City and face the Knicks in the finals. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the strategy. We're going to talk about the possible outcome. Okay. Welcome everybody in the chat. Baptiste, DM, Rafa, Sister Margaret Edwards, welcome to you. Mike M. Drake, welcome to you. Josh Snyder, Sonia Mills, New York State of Mind, Lou Binging, I think that's it. Few Gofredo. Who else we got here? Let's see. Knicks fan for life. Eddie Kerr, Cheryl Finley, Mr. William, GBO. If I didn't miss anybody, I'm not trying to. Jermaine, let's see. FR Rich from Tube, okay. Raphael, Greg Hamilton, Miss Lumley, Vendimio, what's up? James Gant, Lee Thomas, Guilford, my brother, 123 New York, Questant 1, Shifty Lee, Miss Stevenson, Kendall Buchanan. I think I got everybody. I think I did. So, again, we talked about how basketball is a lot like boxing in terms of really styles make the fight. And in this case, styles make the game. A lot of people are attempting to make, like they do many games, an individual matchup, like Jalen Brunson against Victor Wembanyama. This is ridiculous. That is not how the game is played, and that is not the matchup we're talking about. Okay, so that's ridiculous. It's the New York Knicks rotation against the San Antonio Spurs rotation. Now, Mike James, welcome. Delmar Brown, welcome. Okay. Let's talk about the Knicks. In this recent run where they took 2 series in 4-0 sweeps after beating Atlanta in 6 games, the Knicks have been, and as we talked about this in January, giving Cat the damn ball and let him operate at the top of the key. And having cutters and making plays with cutters between Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart. As we can obviously see, that has worked out extremely well. The Knicks have been very dominant on the offensive side of the ball. And Cat and Hart, along with the Wingstop and Brunson, have all picked it up on the defensive end, and they've really Brown has instituted some great schemes on the defensive end of the floor. I expect that to continue to be the case. Continue to go through Cat. This is going to be a real important feature because we know that, what's up, Corey Lindsay? We know that Mikal Bridges has been a star for the Knicks since these changes. And what we've been saying all along is Mikal is activated when the ball is moving. Okay, so Mikal is a cutter, he's a runner, he's activated when the ball is moving. And Mikal's favorite shot is going to be very consequential in this series. If you pay attention, Mikal's favorite shot, which I call his office, is the fadeaway shot at the in lane, at the top of the lane by around the foul line. That's his favorite shot. Okay. And he gets that almost any time he wants because of his running, because he's cutting and running. And Cat gets him the ball and a lot since this offense has changed. I expect that to continue because defensively, the Spurs are going to try to keep Wembanyama around the basket. Probably Wembanyama will not be guarding Cat when he's outside. They'll probably have someone else, one of the other players, guarding Cat. when he's at the top of the key. Wembanyama will be more featured in protecting the rim, as you would expect, because he was a game changer against Oklahoma City doing that. So the mid-range shot is going to be very important, and McCall specializes in that. Okay, so that's going to be an important point in this series. Also, if you watch the last series, okay, if you watch the last series, and listen, I just want y'all to calm down a minute. This is not going to be a sweep. Many people are already calling for this sweep and the Knicks domination. It is not going to happen. Okay, this is going to be a grind out 6-game or 7-game series. So let's get the Knicks sweep and the Knicks dominate out your mind, because when it's not happening, y'all going to start tripping. And we don't want tripping. So let's expect a dogfight, which is what it's going to be. Okay. So now, if you watch the Oklahoma the Spurs series, the success they had against Wembanyama, even when Wembanyama was trying to protect the rim, if you watch closely, is just to get Wembanyama to react, to move, and to attack the basket the opposite place where he is. So if you could get him somehow to move from under the basket to either the right or the left because of how the ball is moving, and then you can get an attack from the opposite side of the key, and you could get to the rim. And then, of course, Oklahoma City exploited the Spurs whenever Wembanyama was out of the game. Okay, when they had Luke Cornett, which who did a great job. I knew he was going to. Luke Cornett instead of Wembanyama, they were trying to attack Cornett to get into the lane, and they did that with some success. That's the way the Knicks attacked the Spurs during the course of the season. Now, it's interesting to note, Christmas Day 2025, there was at least a doubleheader, might have been a triple header on national TV. The Knicks played Cleveland, and the Spurs played Oklahoma City. The Knicks won, and the Spurs won, just like we're getting now. And then we know the Knicks beat the Spurs twice. They beat the Spurs for the cup, and they really beat them bad on March 1st. March 1st, the Knicks beat the Spurs like 114-89. Now, this is not the regular season, but the attack on the Spurs is going to be similar. So when you want to see what the Knicks, how they're going to attack Wembanyama, watch what they did. And by the way, in the Cup Series game, Tyler Kolek had a big game against the Spurs. Deuce didn't play for injury. Tyler Kolek stepped in and had a big game. In the second game, where they played March 1st, Muhammad Diawara was part of the rotation at that time. Mike Brown played 9, and Muhammad Diawara had 14 points. He had a great game against the Spurs. I don't know if either of those guys are going to play in this series, but that's just something to take note of, that both of those guys played roles in the Knicks' wins against the Spurs during the course of the season. In both of those games, the Spurs had their full contingent. Okay, they had their full contingent. Nobody was missing. Now, this is the case now. So Cat still needs to get the ball. They're going to have somebody aside from Wembanyama guard him. Because if Wembanyama is drawn away from the basket, it's lights out. It's a wrap. They're not going to do that. Okay. So they're going to have somebody else. And looking at their starting lineup, if you look at the starting lineup for, and even not just the starting lineup, but if you look at the rotation for the Spurs, watch this here. They have Champagnie, Vassell, Castle, Fox, Wembanyama. So probably I would guess either Vassell or Champagnie would be guarding Cat. They could use Stefan Castle also, but he's probably somebody gonna have to guard Jalen Brunson. So I'm figuring they're going to use Vassell or Champagnie to guard Cat. Victor Wembanyama will be guarding somebody else. And then you got Carter. By the way, I just want to make sure we understand. For San Antonio, the starting five, then you add Dylan Harper, Keldon Johnson, Carter Bryant, and Harrison Barnes, and Luke Cornett. Listen, they got 10 players with no defensive weaknesses. This is the first time. Well, it's not because we played them this season, but in the first time in the playoffs that the Knicks are going to be facing a team with no defensive weaknesses. There's no switchability here. If you recall, the Knicks kept switching Brunson, right? And getting him one-on-one against different guys that he was going to crush, which he did. The last of which being James Harden. There's no James Hardens in this rotation. Okay? Everybody, you can switch all you want. Everybody is a defensive player. Now, offensively, the Spurs have their biggest jump shot weakness is Stephon Castle. He doesn't shoot very well. He's a driver. He gets in the lane. He's a big dude, that big, strong kid gets in the lane. Everybody else, Champagny, Vassell, Fox, they could all shoot the three. But Stephon Castle, that's his weakest point, is shooting the three. So if you want to know who the Knicks are going to allow to shoot, he shoots, 36%, but he's the worst of their shooters in terms of him and Fox. But Fox was shooting really good in this last series. Harper could shoot it. Vassell could shoot it. Champagny could shoot it at a high level. Keldon Johnson could shoot it at a high level. So we know they got shooters, but Stephon Castle will be the guy that I would think they're going to try to get to take the most threes in this series, okay? But defensively, there's no switchability. You can't switch anybody on anybody and get an advantage, okay? Because everybody's a tough defender in their whole first 10 guys, okay? Everybody's a tough defender. So the ball's going to need to move. There's going to be a lot of off-ball movement for the Knicks. Got to be. Okay? A lot of off-ball movement. The floaters that Brunson can shoot is going to be important. Mikal Bridges' fadeaway is going to be important. All of that's going to be important. Rebounding. The key to beating the Spurs is out-rebounding them. And in the games the Knicks beat them, that was the case. They out-rebounded them both times. So rebounding is going to be big. Okay, again, this is playoff basketball, so we already kind of know that. Rebounding is going to be very, very important in this series. That is why the pinky of Mitchell Robinson don't mean nothing. It ain't going to stop him from rebounding the ball, okay? It ain't going to stop him. No, the Spurs are not similar to the Hawks. Please don't make that mistake. Don't. When you're talking about that, Ms. Edwards, I'm assuming you're speaking in terms of the weakness of one shooter was Dyson Daniels on the Hawks and now Stephon Castle, right? But the Spurs are at a higher level. That's why they're in the finals. The Spurs are at a higher level. They're a higher level, several higher levels than the Hawks. So yeah, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't try to compare them to the Hawks. They would, because then you think that they will come and do what they did to the Hawks. Listen, this is going to be a tough series. And again, the first game is the most important game, and the closeout game is the most important game. So the Knicks are playing the Spurs in San Antonio Wednesday night. That's the biggest game, or one of the two biggest games. The Knicks need to go down to San Antonio and steal one. That's all we're trying to do, steal one. That's all we're trying to do. The first one be better, but we're trying to steal one of two from San Antonio, okay? Right. Love Knicks. You're making the mistake that people on X make. I didn't say you don't have a team. I said you can't win a chip. Don't misquote me, please. I request. If you're going to quote me, make sure you get it right. I never said if you have a rookie, you don't have a team. I said you can't win a chip. So now Dylan Harper is playing a major role for San Antonio. He's really good. Okay, he's really good. He's better than his dad. And his dad was really good, but he's a rookie. Okay, he's a rookie, and this is a strength for the Knicks. A young team. I'm gonna tell you, San Antonio is going to be in this position for many years to come, in terms of Western Conference Finals, in terms of NBA Finals. They're going to be in this position for many years to come. This is the best opportunity to beat them this year. Victor Wembanyama is 20 years old. You got Dylan Harper, 21, 20 years old. You got Stephen Castle, like 24. Everybody's really young. This is their first foray into this deep of NBA playoff basketball. Okay. And so this is the best opportunity to beat them, to take their lunch before they get too grown and nobody could do it. Okay. So that's what it is. Harper wasn't in, if you look at Dylan Harper's life, his mother trained him more than his father did. His mother was a standout player in college. She's a Filipina, and she trained him. She raised him as a single parent. Harper's father didn't raise him. They got divorced. So no, it wasn't Harper's father that raised him and taught him how to play. It was his mother. Okay. There's another guy that's a Hall of Famer whose mother trained him in their driveway to play, Bill Bradley from the New York Knicks. His mother would train him in New Jersey. It's back in the 60s about how to play. And that's how he learned to become the guy he was. Dylan Harper's mother took him to AAU, trained him, pushed him. It was his mother, and he got an older brother. They were both pushing him. Okay. It wasn't Derek Harper Sr. that had anything to do with this. Yeah. So I don't know about the same mom and the girl. I don't know, but I know that they all lived together. His older brother, Dylan Harper, and his mother, and she pushed him. She was the one that made him ready for what he is right now. His father only gave him some advice, but it wasn't like the meat of his development came from his mother. Yeah. So yeah, that's how that was. And I think he grew up in New Jersey because he was a Knicks fan, just like Cat. Okay. So yeah. Ron Harper was a great player, but I'm telling you, Dylan is going to outdo his daddy. It's like Jelly Bean Bryant played for the Sixers with Doc and them, but here come Kobe. You know what I'm saying? So Dylan gonna be that dude. There's no doubt. Dylan gonna be that dude. Yeah. So, but yeah, don't give Ron Harper credit for what Dylan is. It comes from, except for the genes, but the training came from his mother. His little Filipino mother, she trained him and got him ready. So that's why he's a bad man right now. Yes, exactly. Ron wasn't no scrub. He was on championship teams. He was a really good player, great, almost bordering on a great player. But Dylan's gonna be that dude. I'm trying to tell you, he really is. So I remember Ron Harper. He played for Cleveland and he played for the Bulls. He might have played for the Lakers too, Ron Harper, but he got chips, that's for sure. Okay, so that's how the Knicks need to operate offensively. Cutting, ball movement, Cat has the ball. Okay. Defensively, you're going to need OG. I think everybody understands you're going to need OG. The only way to stop really Wembanyama at this point is because you got to take advantage. He's light in the ass. He's a tough kid, Doctor, and he don't put up with a lot of jump. But OG is the guy. You got to keep him out the lane. You really don't want Cat to have to get on him. Not that Cat can't guard him, but you don't want Cat to get in foul trouble. Okay. Yeah. So this is Coach, but this is they're going to have to guard the lane, get him out the lane. They're going to have to protect the paint. Again, it goes back to what we've been saying all season long. Protect the paint. Stephon Castle is elite at getting in the paint. He's elite. He's an elite finisher at the rim. He's not a great shooter, but he's an elite finisher. And he is tough as nails on both sides of the ball. This is a really good team the Knicks are playing, okay? It's just that I believe the Knicks match up well with them. Okay? And that's was shown in the previous history of playing them. The Knicks match up well with the Spurs. They match up better with the Spurs than they did Oklahoma City. It's weird, but I thought last Friday I told y'all Spurs match up well with Oklahoma City. Okay, they did. They did, and they showed it, beating them game 7. But the Knicks match up well with the Spurs, and Brunson knows how to get to his spots against the Spurs. Now, I want to say something now. A couple of years ago, when the Knicks played the Spurs, They beat the Spurs bad. And it was basically the same team. They didn't have, I don't think they had Stephon Castle yet, but they had everybody. They didn't have Dylan Harper yet. But all of the players they had, Harrison Barnes, Devin Vassell, Victor Wembanyama, are different now. This is not the same team. This is a different team. This team is several notches better. Okay. This is a situation where you don't change anything. You just keep your same team and let them grow. And then they messed around and added Castle and added Harper. And now you got Fox, Wembanyama, Champagnie out of St. John. They're a different team. They're really Carter Bryant, a rookie, really good defensively. That's what they got him out there for. Energy and defense. That's why he's out there. He makes some dumb rookie mistakes now. He did. He had his coach yelling at him almost to the point of tear in this playoff. But he's going to be a problem going forward. He's a really athletic kid, good defensive player. Like I said, in their first 10, they don't have no defensive weaknesses. They just don't. Everybody's a dog defensively. Okay. So this is not going to be easy. So the Knicks really got to figure out, they got to get a split in San Antonio. If they can do that, they have a chance on getting this thing done in 6 games. Okay, they have a chance on doing that. You got to look at 2 things. You got to look at whoever wins, how dominant was the winning team? Was it a close game? Like the 2 games the Knicks lost to Atlanta were by 1 point each, whereas the Knicks was destroying Atlanta when the Knicks won, right? So you got to look at that. So whichever team wins, you got to say, how did they win? Was it a 5-point game? Was it a 25-point game? We got to see. That's important because that shows you the dominance. Now, like every playoff game, this is going to be a chess match. And I'm glad we got Mike Brown on our team. He has shown he knows how to play the game of chess. Okay, he has shown that. I'm expecting 10 deep. Mitch, Deuce, Clarkson, Alvarado, and I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? Of course, Shannon, right? So I'm expecting all 10 to play. You're going to need them. You're going to have to go full tilt 48 minutes against this team. You're going to need all 10. This is where Brown's expansion of the rotation is very important, okay? Very important. Traditionally, Mikal Bridges has had some of his best games against the Spurs. Brunson once dropped 61 on the Spurs. But like I said, they're a different team now. But Brunson once dropped 61 on the Spurs. I don't know if you'll see Sohan. You might. I'm not counting on that. Sohan's not at the top of my mind right now. It's the other guys. If you want to maybe match some height, with the rebounding, you probably see Sohan. Okay. But we'll see. But I think Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, Karl Anthony Towns, they should be horse and boards. They should be all horse and boards. Okay. Those guys are known to horse boards. Cat has already proven it. We know Mitch Rob does it and Josh Hart does it. That's going to be our big rebound. The guy that's going to be the sleeper in terms of horse and boards is going to be OG. OG in these playoffs, he's been doing some rebounding too. So that's going to be important. You can't play everybody, Michael Drake. You can't just name guys and say he should play. Where's he going to play? In front of who? That's what I like to ask that question because people throw names out there. We got to play it. Where's he going to play? In front of who? Who's he going to play in front of? See, you can't really get more than 10 in the playoffs. It's very difficult. Okay, very difficult. So if Diawara plays, he might play for 2 minutes. I don't know. Same with Sohan. But the major player is going to be the guys that we already seen. Okay, so it might foul trouble will always dictate not changes in the rotation, but guys that get more minutes than you expect. There's a difference between changing the rotation and guys getting more. See, some of y'all are just confused. You don't change the rotation because of foul trouble. You might change the rotation if you have a serious injury that somebody's out. But during the course of the game, the rotation doesn't change. What you do is you're going to add a guy like a Diawara or a Sohan that will not normally be in the rotation. He's going to get some minutes because of foul trouble. Yes, but be careful. be careful how you. That's not. We're not changing the rotation. It's dangerous to do that heading into the playoffs. It's dangerous to do that, especially heading to the finals. Nobody changes their rotation to go into the final. Okay. Okay. No, that's not third rail Baptiste. This is education. So nobody changes the rotation to go into the finals. Your rotation got you here. So you're going to stay with the rotation. Okay. Yes, JF New York, you're right. When Cornette is on the court for Wembanyama, we got to take advantage of that. That's exactly right. And that's what this Oklahoma City was trying to do. But the Spurs second unit, like I said, there's no defensive weaknesses. They did a tremendous job against OKC second unit. They did a tremendous job, man. This is not going to be easy. Okay, it's just not. So, the difference between 1999 and now, okay, big difference. In 1999, you had David Robinson and Tim Duncan. In 1999, you had a 50-game season because there was a strike. It was a 50-game season. In 1999, Patrick Ewing was hurt for most of the season. He came back for the playoffs a little bit, but he was hurt. Okay. So they played a 50-game season. And they had just gotten Marcus Camby and Latrell Sprewell. They had just gotten them that same season. And they played a huge difference coming off the bench. The Knicks were not playing well. They were not playing well. They were coached by Jeff Van Gundy at that time. They were not playing well. Okay. And then Van Gundy started playing Camby and Sprewell off the bench, and it was a wrap. Those guys were just taking over. And so that caused the Knicks to become a juggernaut, and they got the 8th seed, and they went to the finals from the 8th seed. I don't know how many teams in NBA history did that. I can tell you it's not that many. But the Knicks did it. They came from the 8th seed. But the Spurs were already more polished, more talented a team than the Knicks. This time is opposite. The Knicks are more polished than the Spurs. The Spurs are talented very much, but they're young. They're very young. Brunson is a vet. All of the Knicks that play a major role are veterans. Okay, they all know what they're up against right here. Nobody's walking into this thing with their eyes closed. They all know what's going on. Okay, they got all the tricks of the trade. Okay, so and I'm going to say the same thing that I've been saying with a little caveat. During this whole playoffs, I would say the opponent has to get a split in New York. Didn't I say that? Because the Knicks been the home team. And I would say if they got a split in New York, it would be 6. If they didn't, it would be 5. I will not say that now. If the Knicks get a split in San Antonio, it goes 6. If they don't, for the Knicks to win, it's got to go 7. Thank you, Michael 05 F4I for the $10. Appreciate it. So it's going to be a 6 or a 7-game series. That's what this is going to be. And this is a situation where you're happy that you have certain things. You got playoff Mikal Bridges. You got playoff Mikal Bridges. He's going to be big. Okay? You got Cat getting the ball at the top of the key and running the offense. And most of all, you got Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. This is going to be huge, man. You got Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. Now, yes, grown-ass man energy. I am feeling like he's tough to account for. He's tough to game plan for. Grown-ass man energy. And Deuce is also a wild card. Deuce and Landry Shamet. Why? If Deuce comes off the bench shooting like he did one of these closeout games, he was lighting it up. I think it was Atlanta. If him and Shamet come off the bench doing that, the Knicks are in good shape. Knicks are in good shape. Okay. So we're going to see. This is going to be huge. And everybody is fully healthy except Mitchell Robinson. And that finger ain't stopping crap. So I ain't worried about that. But everybody's fully healthy. Deuce is healthy. Shamet is healthy. No shoulder problems. No leg problems. No arm problem. They're all healthy. Alvarado, Grand Theft Auto is still in effect. And then you still got Jordan Clarkson, West 4th Street, still in effect. Then you still got Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, so, well, this area, listen, man. Cat's gonna make some stupid fouls. Let's just get that out there, okay? Cat is going to commit stupid fouls. He can't help it. It's just who he is, okay? But that's not going to cost the Knicks a game. It never really has, okay? So he's going to commit stupid fouls, going to drive us crazy, right? But don't be surprised because that's who he is, okay? Don't be surprised, man. We ain't got to hold our breath and hope about that one because that's going to happen, okay? That's going to happen. Also, Wembanyama is not going to be completely lights out from the three-point line all series, right? He's going to have a game or two where he goes off, no doubt. But the Knicks three-point defense is going to be very important here. That off-ball, that weak side defense, Champagnie, the Vassell, that's going to be tough, man. Victor Wembanyama is always going to be strong side because he's going to have the attention, he's going to have the ball. So he's not going to be shooting from weak side three, but he's going to have the basketball. If we can get a guy like an OG up in his grill, it's going to be a good series, man. This is going to be a high-level basketball series to watch. I mean, we're really going to enjoy this. And if the Knicks can prevail, we got a chip. We're going to have – listen, 5 years ago, I told y'all, you got to give the Don 5 years. Why? Somebody asked me an interesting question the other day. I believe the NBA is fixed. I do. So they said, well, if you believe it's fixed, why you watch the games? Well, there's certain keys that show you who they're going to favor and certain teams they're going to favor, okay? They like to favor the Lakers. How does the Lakers end up with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Jerry West, how they end up with James Worthy, how they end up with Kobe, Shaq. That's fixed, y'all. That's fixed, okay? Then Greg Popovich gave the formula in the 1990s with the Spurs, okay? And he showed how to build a team. The NBA, the gamblers, and the greedy billionaires that own these teams, they like that, okay? There's other certain pigmentation issues that will favor the Spurs and that. So anyway, that favored the Spurs. They built it the right way. Pat Riley, from the time he came to Miami from New York, Pat Riley won 5 chips with the Lakers. He's won at least 3 with the Miami Heat already, okay? Some with LeBron, some without LeBron. He's won 3 at least. He won 1 with Wade and Shaq, okay? So they favor how they build the team. And if you notice, Spoelstra's been the coach on that sideline for how long? 15, 20 years? They ain't firing and hiring new people all the time, okay? Pat Riley's in charge of that. Boston, same way. And now when the Don came to New York and I saw the moves he was making, I was like, oh, shoot. He's following the template. He's following the template. And every owner runs things their way. Like the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, can I say with truthfulness that the owner has been involved with a lot of the moves the Dallas Mavericks has made when he was the majority owner, I'm saying, right? So he was there at the games. He bought the team. He was making moves from his office, and he was involved. Dolan was involved, with the Knicks too much, and that's why we were stinking for so long. Dolan will spend money. I think we agree with that. Dolan will spend money. Like, if you're talking about bringing everybody back and paying the tax, if they want a chip, don't worry, everybody's coming back. They ain't trading nobody. There's going to be trade rumors. Trade rumors for the Knicks have already started. Some idiots are always talking about trades. Great. My God. But they're going to keep everybody. Bitch is coming back. Deuce is coming back. The whole 9. Everybody. When they win this chip, everybody's coming back. Dolan writing checks. He don't care. But that's how I knew Karl-Anthony Towns was coming. How did I know that? Because the owner of the Timberwolves is cheap as hell. And I looked and I saw, damn, he ain't going to want to pay that luxury tax. He's figuring I could still get Fannies in the seats of Minnesota and replace Cat with somebody else. So he replaced Cat with Juju and Ragu, and he still put seats in there. Minnesota made his money, but he had to pay his bigger luxury tax. Okay? See? So that's why I knew the year before when that tax time was coming, he was gonna make a move, and I knew the Knicks was prepared because they would. I knew they would want Juju because of the money, but I didn't know Ragu would go with Juju. So anyway, that's it. So owners have their own styles, and then the right owner will hire the right guy. And when Dolan hired Leon Rose, it was the beginning of what we have right now. It was the beginning of what we. All championship teams have tight front offices. It ain't no mistake. Okay. You want to know what a championship team's going to be a championship team? Look at their front office. Look at the moves the front office made. Okay. Cleveland won in spite of their owner. He was what's his name? Dan Gilbert? What a knucklehead. I was like, damn, they won in spite of him. And Brock Aller really won that chip for them because he was the capologist. Brock Aller. And they had prime LeBron. Okay. But really, you look at championship teams, it starts in the front office. San Antonio, Sam Presti. You see the other day, they was trying to ask SGA about moves they should make. Stupid. But he said, I'm going to let the best GM in basketball, Sam Presti, do his job. That's an excellent answer, man, because he's right. I was like, damn, that's right. Tell him, GA, that's SGA, that's exactly right. You might be flop city, but you ain't lying there. So great teams always start with great front offices, and you can tell by how the moves are made. Okay, how the moves are made. So that is why the Knicks are where they are. It takes about 5 years, unless you get a Victor who's now in his third year, and they are in the finals. Unless you get a Victor Wembanyama or Luka Doncic, unless you get a talent like that, which is rare, it's going to take you 5 years to build your team. Okay, here the Knicks took 5 years. Here we are. Okay. Yeah, Hartenstein getting ready to get paid. He's going to have a lot of money coming at him this summer because the 5 spot, because of Victor, this 5 spot has become more important than ever in a long time. This league is a league of wings, as you all know, right? It's a league of wings. You need wings to win. But this summer, people are going to be looking for 5s. Okay, that's why I'm telling you, the Knicks got Cat and they got Mitch Rob. They ain't going nowhere. Okay, we got 2 of the better 5s in the league. That's why we at where we at. And then, of course, the Spurs got Victor. And people be sleeping on our boy. People be sleeping on the guy that the Knicks drafted, man, Luke Cornett. Cornett won the chip with Boston, backing up Porzingis. He started most of the games because Porzingis couldn't hardly play. And then now here he is again. He's in San Antonio backing up Wembanyama. They're in the finals. Okay? Don't sleep on Cornett now. I'm trying to tell you. So 5s are going to be at a premium this summer, man. Hartenstein getting ready to get paid. He getting ready to get some serious money. Okay? So I'm telling you, Charlotte, watch the Nets, watch Philly. I don't know why that fool ain't got rid of Embiid a long time ago. But this summer, I'm stretching that boy. Give me some Hartenstein right now. Give me some Hartenstein. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Hornets going to have some money to spend. Philly, if they get rid of Embiid, going to have some money to spend. The Nets, and there's a couple other teams, that iHeart's going to draw some interest. I'm telling you right now, he's going to draw some interest, man, as a starting position at the 5 spot, starting center for some team. He's going to draw some interest. So he's going to get his money. He's definitely going to get his money. Yeah, I don't know Coach Hauser. I don't even know. I heard about this realignment because of the 2 new teams. You talking about, right, Coach Hauser, the Nevada team and the Seattle team, right? They talking about, I don't know how you're going to do that because both Nevada and Seattle is in the West. So I don't know how they're going to do that, man. That's like what they did with the Big East. The Big East used to be when Dave Gavitt was the commissioner, all of them teams was in Connecticut, New York, Philly, Washington, D.C., Boston. Now you started getting dudes in the Big East in the middle of the country, Midwest dudes in the Big East, like Marquette was and damn Xavier. I was like, how did they get to the Big East? They ain't no damn Big East. But see, I don't know what they're going to do with this realignment. I don't know. What teams are actually close to the East? I mean, in terms of geography, I don't know. That's in the West right now. I don't know. We'll see. Is it the Grizzlies? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Memphis been getting hit a little bit because of the crime, and people been talking about Memphis, and then my boy with the Gats and everything, that didn't make Memphis look good either. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. They're gonna decide though. Is it this summer they decide, y'all? Because they last year they just agreed to actually have two teams, but who two teams it is and where they're gonna be, we still got this. They can still got to decide that. What's up, David Dyer? Yeah, this is the thing, man. David, I hear you, man, but please don't bandwagon on people, man. Listen, let me ask you all a question. Did Chet win a chip? Did Chet Holmgren help Oklahoma City win a chip last year? Was he an integral part of a championship team last year? Was he? Did he? So he had a bad series against Wembanyama. I wouldn't crap all over him for this, man. Boy, young as the boy is, he already got a chip. What y'all tripping on, man? There's no need to be tripping on Chet. You know, that boy is a championship piece. He done already proved it. Yeah. I think what they did was they had bad strategy against Wembanyama. The strategy didn't work against Wembanyama. Okay. When Oklahoma City was using Caruso a lot to guard him, man, that was better. Okay. Our boy Chet is not as mobile as Wembanyama. Couldn't handle him. See, so it's just a bad matchup. He ain't punk Chet. It's just Chet. I like Chet Holmgren. He look like an ass too. But listen, the boy got a chip already. Okay, he already got a chip. So I ain't gonna dump on Chet. Some people like to bandwagon crap on people or bandwagon bring people as they the world, you know, the cure for cancer, some crap, man. Come on, man. Yeah. Cornette came. I think Cornette came to the Spurs. Ron Cohen as a free agent, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even think they traded for him. I think they signed him as a free agent. Oh, Guilford, you know it. They're gonna be tripping. They tripping already, man. They tripping already. And don't let the Knicks win game one. Oh my God, everybody's gonna be like, this is gonna be a sweep. Oh my God. I mean, people gonna be tripping. People gonna be tripping, man. This is gonna be a hell of a series, man. Hell of a series. I predict the Knicks because of Jalen Brunson. You see, the Spurs don't have a Jalen Brunson. The Spurs don't have a Jalen Brunson. They don't got an assassin. Their assassin is young boy Victor Wembanyama and young boy Dylan Harper coming up. They're young boys. Jalen Brunson is a professional, lethal, veteran assassin. Okay? Don't ever sleep on that guy. He's a professional, lethal, veteran assassin, man. And then damn Mikal Bridges turns into one. All of a sudden, the playoffs come. Mikal Bridges goes into the phone booth and comes out Superman. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Bridges, OG's a wild card. Deuce and Shannon. We got a lot of wild cards, but so do they, though. So do they. Harper, wild card. Barnes, wild card. Okay, Luke Cornette, wild card. What's that boy name? Bryant, Carter, Brock Cutler, whatever. Wild card. They got a lot of them too now. That's what I'm saying. So this ain't gonna be no easy thing, man. This is gonna be serious business, man. Keldon Johnson, wild card. Isn't he the sixth man of the year, Coach House? I think he's the sixth man of the year this year, Keldon Johnson out of Kentucky. So, yeah, hey, man. That's right. Don't bet against Jalen Brunson. This boy is gonna be coming. He gonna be coming, man. I'm trying to tell you. So it ain't gonna be him. Better not be him trying to take on the whole Spurs. He better let Cat have that damn ball and move out the way and get his stuff off ball. When Jalen Brunson gets the ball and makes 2 or 3 second decisions, he's dangerous, man. Very dangerous. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. Yeah. So Yeah, right, John Petty. Man, y'all and I know if they win this chip this year, Lord, it's gonna be nutty. It's gonna be nutty. You know what? Did you hear what Alvarado said? He said they win the chip. He said he's gonna be drunk for like 8 days straight. He said they win the chip, he's gonna be drunk for like 8 days straight. They coming, man. This is gonna be something else. But I think the Knicks' experience and veteran leadership and the strategy of Mike Brown is going to prevail here. but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, man. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Um, what was Wemby averaging in the last series? What was he averaging per game in terms of the last series? Let me see here. He was averaging 25, 12, 3 assists, 51% from the field. You're not going to slow him down. You just got to make it tougher for him to score. Trying to slow down Wemby is an impossible task. It's like, who going to slow down, Cat? Who going to slow down Brunson? Okay. So, yeah, it's going to be going both ways. You're not going to stop Wemby. Wemby can stop himself with foul trouble, but you could just make it tough for him. That's where OG comes in. You got to make it tough for him. Okay. You got to make it tough. And when OG leaves the game, you got to hope it's Mitch Robb, that guards him. Or I think Mitch Robb would be the most logical candidate to guard him when OG leaves the game. But this is going to be something else, man. Hey, Knicks will be 2026 NBA champs. This cat's been this name for a while. This ain't the first. He didn't just put that there. I've been seeing him for a couple of seasons talk about Knicks will be 2026 NBA champs. I've been seeing you for a minute, man. You've been talking about that for a while. So yeah, you've been on the vibe. You've been on the vibe. You've been on the vibe. Yeah. Yeah. But the problem is they got too many just like the Knicks, they got too many wild cards. Too many. Y'all, I've been telling you about Devin Vassell when he was at Florida State. The boy is a problem. Stefan Castle is a problem. Fox is a problem. They all problems, man. Damn Champagne is a problem. So they got a lot of talent over there, man. They got a lot of talent over there. What's up, William from ATL? Yeah, coming out of Leonard Hamilton's program. I knew that boy was going to be rough, man. He's going to be rough, and he is. Just like his boy Scotty Barnes, same thing. Same thing. Don't sleep on it. They are deep. San Antonio is in the championship because they are the best team in the West. That's why they're in the championship round. Don't sleep on them. They got 10 dudes in their rotation, no defensive weaknesses. None. They got Victor Wembanyama, the defensive player of the year. Okay? The defensive player of the year. Yeah. Yeah, they got a lot of inexperience. Them boys young. That's one of our advantages, Coach Hauser. They real young. Okay? They real young. But don't sleep on that talent. They got it. They're going to be there for a minute. They got it, man. San Antonio is going to be rough, man. They're going to be a problem in the league for many years. No doubt. No doubt. I know. You're right, Jabroni. You're right. You already know it's coming. It's like somebody was saying about Kyle Anthony Towns' stupid fouls. I said, just listen. That's going to happen. Don't act like you're hoping it's going to happen. Okay? And in New York, everybody's going to overreact. No matter what happens, people are going to overreact. That's what they do. And a lot of overreactors lost money gambling or won money gambling. They either lost money gambling or they won money gambling. So they parlay didn't come out. They're going to be mad. If they parlay hits, they're going to be happy. It's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is. Yeah. Just the way it is. Yeah, man. So anyway, yeah. Yeah. I'm saying. And that's saying, like I said, that's saying something because his daddy, man, Ron, was a baller, man. Ron could ball. And I'm telling y'all, I think Dylan is better than Ron. Dylan is better than Ron. And that's saying something because Ron could ball. Ron could ball. So, man, this is going to be no joke. No joke. No joke at all, man. Nope, don't sleep on these boys. But I think the experience for Brunson and them, I think that's going to be the key here. That's going to be the key that gets the Knicks to series. That's going to be the key. Brunson and them got the experience, man. You got to have some experience if you're going to go for the chip. You got to have some experience, man. You can't just be coming in here half-assed, just learning and all that. You got to know what you're doing. So, I'm really high on the Knicks doing what they got to do, man, to get this thing done. I'm very high on them. So it's a good opportunity, but I'm not taking it for granted that they all of a sudden going to win just because we want them to. They going to win because they got superior veteran leadership on their team. That's why. That's why they're going to win. That's why they're going to win. Okay? That's why they're going to win. Yep. Anywho, I'm not going to stay on here long today. I got things I got to do. What say? Why Don didn't get one vote for X? No, I'm not going to whine like that, Matrix. He didn't get it. We know he deserved it. We know he deserved it, but he didn't get it. He didn't get it. It's all good. You seen him crying after we clinched the East, right? You seen him crying the other day. You see that emotion coming out. I ain't gonna be wasting time whining about stuff we can't do nothing about. So some things I'm not even gonna answer. Anyway, yo, I'm not staying long. I just stopped in just so we can get this little chat going about stuff relevant to the Knicks Spurs, which we knew was coming. Here it is. Wednesday night, it is what it is. Let's get ourselves ready. This is going to be a hell of a series. Enjoy it, y'all. We'll be talking tomorrow. Shalom.